There's a moment in every journey where the goal seems too far, the road too steep, and the progress too slow. In those moments, it's easy to believe that big results require big actions, that the only way forward is through massive effort or monumental change. But that's not true. Most change doesn't happen all at once. It happens gradually, through repetition, through routine, through small steps taken consistently over time. Small steps are powerful because they are doable. They don't overwhelm. They don't paralyze. They invite momentum. This video is about that kind of change, the quiet, daily decisions that seem minor but make all the difference. It's about how you rebuild belief, grow confidence, and reach goals by focusing not on the mountain ahead, but on the single step you can take right now. Let's explore the real power behind small steps and how they can transform your life in ways you never expected. The psychology of small wins. Your brain is wired to seek completion. That feeling of satisfaction you get when you check a task off your list? That's dopamine at work, your brain's way of rewarding you for getting something done. It makes you want to do it again. But here's where most people get it wrong. They think only big wins are worth celebrating. They chase huge outcomes and ignore the small victories. But neuroscience tells us otherwise. Small wins matter. They create momentum. They build confidence. They trigger the same chemical response that big achievements do, just in smaller doses. Doses you can give yourself every single day. When you set a small goal, like walking 5 minutes, drinking 1 glass of water, or writing 2 sentences, you make it easy to win. And when you win, your brain wants more. You build a loop. Action, reward, repetition. That's the foundation of all habit formation. Small wins also build identity. You stop seeing yourself as someone who's trying. You start seeing yourself as someone who follows through. Even something as simple as doing 1 push-up a day shifts your mindset. You become someone who moves, who exercises, who cares for their body. That shift in identity is powerful, because once you believe you're the kind of person who takes action, taking action gets easier. It becomes who you are, not just what you do. Real-life proof. How small steps create big change. Let's look at what this looks like in real life. Imagine someone who wants to get in shape. Instead of signing up for a hardcore gym program or setting an unrealistic weight loss goal, they decide to walk for 10 minutes every day. Just 10 minutes. Rain or shine. At first, it doesn't feel like much. But 2 weeks in, they're not just walking longer, they're looking forward to it. They're sleeping better. They start making better food choices without even realizing it. Their body and mind begin to shift. The small step becomes a lifestyle. Or think about someone who wants to write a book. The idea of writing 60,000 words feels impossible, but instead of aiming for a full chapter, they commit to 200 words a day. In 3 months, they've written over 18,000 words, more than a quarter of a book. And because they've built the habit, finishing becomes inevitable. These aren't motivational slogans. They're how real people make progress. Small steps also work in your finances. Imagine saving $5 a day. That's $150 a month, $1,800 a year. It might not sound life-changing, but it's enough to build an emergency fund, start investing, or cover a large bill without stress. Relationships? Same thing. A single compliment, 1 deep conversation, a weekly thank you to your partner. Small acts that build closeness, trust, and emotional safety. No area of your life is immune to the compound power of small actions. Over time, these little moments don't just change your outcomes, they change your identity. You stop waiting for motivation. You stop relying on willpower. You start moving, daily, consistently, without drama, and the results follow, always. The compound effect. How small steps multiply over time. Most people overestimate what they can do in a week and underestimate what they can achieve in a year. This is where the compound effect becomes your greatest ally. The compound effect is the principle that small actions, repeated consistently, produce exponentially greater results over time. Not linearly, exponentially. Let's do some simple math. Reading 10 pages a day doesn't sound like much, but that's 3,650 pages a year, the equivalent of 12 to 15 books. Practicing gratitude by writing down one thing you're thankful for each morning, that's 365 moments of perspective each year. Doing 20 squats a day, that's over 7,000 squats a year. Enough to strengthen your legs, support your joints, and reduce injury. And this is just the surface. The real change isn't in the numbers, it's in who you become. Because while you're stacking actions, you're also stacking self-belief. You're training your brain to expect effort, to reward discipline, to trust consistency. And that belief starts spilling into other areas. You start thinking, if I can do this, maybe I can do that too. That's when transformation begins. Small steps might look boring, they might feel repetitive, but they are building something powerful, momentum. And momentum is priceless. Because once you have it, everything gets easier. You go from pushing yourself to being pulled forward by habit and identity. And all of it begins with the smallest possible decision, repeated on purpose. How to build a small step system. Now that you understand why small steps work, let's make it practical. How do you turn theory into action? It starts with clarity. Step 1. Define your goal. Be specific. Get fit is vague. Do 10 push-ups a day is clear. Step 2. Shrink it. Whatever goal you think of, cut it in half. Then cut it again. Make it so small that your brain can't say no. If you think you can do 10 push-ups, make the target 5. Or even 1. The key is starting. Step 3. Anchor it. Attach the new habit to something you already do. After brushing your teeth, do the push-ups. After your morning coffee, write one sentence in your journal. Habit stacking makes action automatic. Step 4. Track it. Use a wall calendar. Check off each day you show up. Don't break the chain. Visual progress builds psychological progress. Step 5. Forgive imperfection. You will miss a day. You'll forget. That doesn't matter. What matters is getting back on track quickly. Missing once is a mistake. Missing twice is a new habit. Step 6. Celebrate. Celebrate ridiculously small wins. Did one push-up? Celebrate. Wrote one paragraph? Celebrate. Your brain learns what you reward. Make consistency exciting. You don't need discipline heroes. You need systems. Simple systems. Systems that work on good days and bad days. Systems that remove decision fatigue and emotional negotiation. Because when something becomes your default, it no longer requires willpower. It just happens. And when that happens, progress becomes inevitable. Final push. Why now is the time to start small? The reason most people stay stuck isn't because they're lazy. It's because they think they need to change everything at once. They don't. You don't. You just need to start where you are, with what you have, with what you can do today. That's the truth about growth. It never requires perfect conditions. It just requires motion. So stop waiting for the right mood. Stop waiting for motivation to strike like lightning. Instead, build your spark. Make your own fire. Light it with small, consistent actions that you control. Start with one healthy meal, $1 saved, one sentence written, one apology made, one compliment given, one walk taken. Then do it again tomorrow. You don't need to impress anyone. You just need to prove it to yourself, one step at a time. Because when you do that, something inside you shifts. You stop fantasizing about change and start creating it. And one day you'll look back and realize that everything great in your life came from a decision that looked small at the time. That was your moment. This is your next one. Take the smallest step you can take right now, then take it, and don't stop. Because small steps, done daily, become unstoppable. What to do when small steps feel too small? There will be days when your effort feels invisible. You'll ask yourself, is this even working? You'll look at others sprinting ahead and wonder why your baby steps feel like crawling. You'll be tempted to scrap your system for something more intense, more dramatic. But don't confuse quiet with ineffective. The most powerful changes are often the ones you can't see, yet. Just like water smoothing stone or a tree growing roots underground, your small efforts are creating structure, depth, and resilience beneath the surface. That 10-minute walk is teaching your body consistency. That one kind gesture is softening someone's heart. That daily journal entry is rewiring your mind toward clarity. Small steps feel small because they're humble, but don't mistake humble for powerless. When you feel like giving up because progress is too slow, zoom out. Think about who you were 6 months ago, a year ago. What habits have you started? What patterns have you broken? What moments of courage or clarity would have never existed if you didn't start? You are growing, you are moving, you are becoming. It just takes time. And your job isn't to judge the pace. Your job is to keep stepping. One day, all these small steps will reveal the bigger path you've been building all along. And when that day comes, you'll realize you never needed a breakthrough moment. You just needed to keep going. Quietly, consistently, powerfully. Take your first step today. If this message resonated with you, don't let it stop at inspiration. Subscribe to the channel right now for weekly motivation designed to help you stay consistent, grounded, and growing. Drop a comment. What's one small step you're committing to today? Just one. Share it, own it, start it. Let this be your anchor. You don't need to take a leap. You just need to lean forward. Small steps, every day. That's how progress is made. That's how habits are built. That's how lives are transformed. And your transformation, it starts now. So breathe, get grounded, and take that step.